make sure my bed's all nice. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to say I recently just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. That is so awesome, and it's something that I did not think would happen in the near future, so that's so amazing. Thank you so much. And while I'm on that point, don't forget to subscribe down below and go and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lindsay Brown. See you there. This video is going to be a little bit different from my other ones. It's basically going to be this amazing tale that happened to me and my friends when we were in Disneyland. People ask me all the time, has anything happened to you when you're over in the Disney parks? Has like any cool stuff happened? Have you seen weird stuff like behind the scenes, blah blah blah? And the answer is yes. I've seen a lot of stuff go on. I've seen shows that have went wrong. I've seen parades that have been interrupted. I've seen rogue customers. And this story that I'm about to tell is something that only happened to me a few years ago. I love all rides. Doesn't matter what they are. I love roller coasters, I love little rides. I love so many different rides, like it doesn't matter what it is. But one of my ultimate fears is getting stuck on a ride. I'm sure like loads of us have seen like those like videos or pictures or whatever, and like there's like a massive drop and people are hanging at the top and they're stuck. And they're stuck there for hours, and it terrifies me because there are, you know, stories of roller coasters breaking down and people getting really badly hurt, so that does actually scare me. But this story, as you can probably tell by the tagline, isn't as dangerous as those ones, but it is quite an interesting story. So here it goes. Back in 2015 it was. Oh my god, is that 5 years ago? That does not seem like that far away. I feel like I'm getting old. 2015, I was 18 and my friend was 19, and we decided that we wanted to go on holiday to Disneyland Paris. This was both of our first time away without our mum and dad, so it was a big deal. We were really excited. We both loved Disney. It was just like an exciting adventure for us both. So we went for 5 days in August, and honestly it was one of the best weeks ever. We had such a good time. We met loads of characters, went on loads of rides. We just had such a fun time together. It was just really awesome. We stayed in the Cheyenne Hotel, which is the Western Hotel, which is really awesome. And it was August, really nice weather. It was just a really great trip. But there was a couple of things on the way that happened. And one of those was we unfortunately got stuck on a ride. Oh, I don't know if I can relive this again. So the ride was the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and this was about our second last day I think, and we'd already been in the park for 4 days. We'd been on Pirates of the Caribbean about 20 times. This just had to happen to us right at the end of our holiday. It didn't ruin anything, but it was a weird experience. For anyone that doesn't know what the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is, it's basically a boat and it can hold about 20 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe more. Maybe 20 to 30 people. It can hold about that, and it's a boat ride in water, obviously. And the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which first opened in Disneyland, California, was the actual basis for the movies. So the ride was made first, and then they were like, this is such a cool idea, we will then make Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and that's what they did. So there is a Pirates of the Caribbean ride in every park. The movies were based off the original ride, that is important. So the ride itself, it basically just kind of takes you on a wee journey through different pirate scenes, animatronics. It's really cool. I really enjoy the ride, and it's maybe about a 4 or 5 minute ride on the water. You're going through different scenes, different battles. There's a massive ship. Like it's a really good ride. Now in some of them they tend to change the rides quite a lot, and there's at least one drop in every ride, just about. I mean, I've not been on all of the Pirates of the Caribbean rides in all the parks. I've not been to all the parks, but I have watched videos of them all, and they all seem to have a drop. There's quite a lot going on in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. There's noises, there's things going on above you, like the sides. There's a lot to see, and it's a really immersive ride. So we set off on our journey through Tortuga and all sorts on this ride. I think we actually might have been near the back as well. We set off and it was only about a minute in, and it gets to the first drop. Now I do remember just before we were taking off, the cast members were like arguing across like the river. So like you get in, blah blah blah, and one was standing at one side of the river and the other one was standing at the other side of the river, and they were shouting at each other, and we were like, what's going on here? But we kept going, we were off, they let us go. And so we were a minute in, and then it gets to the first drop, and it's a really small drop. We go down, and then all of a sudden all of us clocked that at the bottom of the drop was another boat. And that's just not supposed to be there. The boats are a couple minutes apart, so you don't actually really come across another boat unless you kind of see a wee bit in the distance, and obviously when you get to the end of the ride. As soon as we came to the top of this drop, I was like, something's not right, this boat should not be here. I've been on this ride a million times, and you know, this isn't safe. So we continued down, and we smashed right into the back of this boat. It was quite sore, we all kind of like jolted like that, and we all got a fright because the boat wasn't supposed to be there. The boat was full of other people, and we all just didn't know what was going on. There was a row of boats all stacked up right, but one behind the other. We'd all crashed into each other, and we came to a halt. Now this is where the panic really started to set in. I'm just not good with these situations, and because we were there alone, like we didn't have a mum and dad to just be like, what do? We had to figure out for ourselves what we were going to do in this situation. So we sat for ages. Now I'm talking 20 to 30 minutes. We did not know what was going on. Other people in our boat started to kind of, you know, we were all kind of in a wee bit of a conversation, like what's going on, what are we going to do we need to stay here, do we need to try and get out ourselves? It was quite stressful. Then all of a sudden the music, like the area music inside the ride, went off, and I was almost crying. I was like, oh, this is awful, like what do we do? There's no one around to help us. Then one of the scariest parts, the water that the boats were in started to drain. So the water around us was just draining, like it was just, we were just like, what's going on? Still no one had came out like in the ride to be like, we're coming to get you, it's fine. Like we were all just sitting there like not knowing what to do. Then finally, after like this 30 minutes that we were just sitting stuck on this ride, we see a cast member from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride emerge on our left. They came out from like in behind the animatronics and stuff. It was really like backstage stuff, and then they started to build a bridge. They built this kind of like metal cagey bridge thing, and then the lights went on. Like actually on in the ride, we could see everything, which kind of ruins it, you know. You're like, oh, I mean, you know it's not real pirates and stuff, but when the lights come on inside a ride, you're just like, oh man, I can see everything that's going on. So lights are on, the water's draining, we're all stacked up, scary situation. The bridge is finally built, and then all of a sudden we see this, bless her, this cast member. She had like, as if she was like a fisherman, she had like these rubber like trouser dungarees things like way up to her like waist, and she was wading through the water to come and rescue us. So she came right up to our boat first, and she started to tie the boats together. So she tied our boat to the first one, and then so on and so on and so on. But they started to get the people out who were at the closest boat to the bridge first, obviously, logical. Everyone started to climb out the boat. Honestly, it was terrifying, like really scary. And then it got to our turn, and it kind of actually showed as well how nice people can be, especially in like tough situations like that. The people at the front, it was like dads and, you know, big guys at the front of our boat, and they were saying, let's get the girls off and the women. It was kind of like Titanic. All the women and children first, here we go, women and children only. They were just like, let's get these girls off. There's 2 girls there. I mean, we were 18 and 19, but we looked 15, let's be fair. Getting the women, the children, like us off, it was crazy. And then they all got off, and they were all like basically lifting us from the boat onto the bridge. It was tough going. It made me think, oh, I wish I'd really done my stretches this morning. So we got onto this bridge, and then someone just kind of like was just like, go down there. And we went into the set of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So I was like inside this boat. If anyone knows the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland Paris, the bit where the guy is like swinging is at the very beginning, where you hear like the cats and they're swirling on the water. That's the bit that I'm talking about. and we had to get out where there's like a kind of plastic guy and he's swinging from like like a rope, and that's where we had to get out. They stopped the guy, and we had to like kind of duck underneath him, and we went down these stairs, and then all of a sudden we went from being in Disney, woo woo woo, like it's all magic, to being in this regular corridor that it looked like you were back in school. We then just kind of followed everyone. They didn't really show us a way to go, and we kind of were like just down these stairs, blah blah blah. Then we kind of saw like the back of like Disneyland. We saw like some of like the carts that they use to like sell snacks and stuff like parked. It was bizarre. I was like, no, I can't watch, I can't ruin Disney for me. Like it was so weird seeing it all there like behind the actual Disneyland. And then all of a sudden they just kind of like opened the door and basically pushed us back out into the park and shut the door, and that was it. And we were back in the park, and it was like we were in a parallel universe. We were like, what just happened? Like we almost died. We could have fallen in the water. There wasn't even like a sorry that happened or an explanation for what had been going on. They'd obviously known something was wrong with the ride when we were like first like moved on, because they were arguing. They knew something was going on. We got stuck in that situation for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, terrified, and there wasn't even so much as a sorry for this, like here's a fast pass, or sorry, here's a free drink, or just an apology really, and an explanation. They just chucked us out and was like, that's it, like as if it didn't happen, or as if they were trying to like keep it quiet. I was very, very distraught. Like it was just really stressful and scary, and it's not made me not go on it again. The next time I went on it I was like, oh, is this going to happen again? It hasn't happened since, touch wood. I hope it doesn't happen again, because it was pretty scary, and I don't know what would happen if it was Disney World, because the people, like the cast members in Disney World compared to the cast members in Disneyland Paris are very different, and if you've been to both you'll know what I'm talking about. But it was just the fact that they just were like, here you go, away you go, and that was that. And we were just like, it was so crazy actually seeing behind the scenes a wee bit and seeing how they dealt with a ride breaking down and, you know, customers being stuck on it. Props to that girl who waded through the water to come and save us, because you did save us. And props to the bridge, because we would have been stranded without you. So there you go, that is my terrifying tale of being stuck on a ride in Disneyland Paris and how they dealt with it. Hopefully I don't get stuck on too many more, but if I do, I will let you know. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking buttons and all sorts down below, and come and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will sure follow you back and we can have a wee chat. If there's anything you'd like to see on this channel, comment down below or hit me up on social media. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you all next time.